Okay, now this is going to be exciting because this is a real life story, and what we know about real life stories is we may learn something from one real life that could apply to our real life. Our first guest recently survived a harrowing encounter with a rabid fox.
Rabbi Fox?
No.
Isn't that terrible? He should be really disbarred.
No, never mind. Please welcome Michelle Felicetta, ladies. Thank you. Good to have you here. You're from where in Arizona?
Chino Valley, Arizona.
Man, is that near Phoenix?
Actually, it's about 2 hours north of Phoenix.
2 hours north of Phoenix. So what else is up there? Is that near the Grand Canyon?
It's a little bit south of the Grand Canyon, right about smack dab in the middle.
And, you know, I heard about this on the radio a couple of weeks ago, and I just thought, whoa, my God, because they were saying a woman's out running, jogging, attacked by a rabid fox, and has to run with the fox bitten into you back to where you left your car, and then you had to go to get some medical help. Tell us exactly the circumstances of what this is.
Well, I was on my normal jog and going down a little canyon, and about a little over a mile into it, fox came out from the left-hand side. It almost ran to meet me on the trail. It was a little bit ahead of me.
Now, had you seen wildlife before on your run?
Oh, yeah, I see them all the time. And most of the time, you know, you just be quiet and mind your own business, and they go right along. Sure. So this fox came, and it stopped right in front of me on the trail. And, you know, I thought that was really bizarre, so I was just quiet, stopped, and it slowly, like, made eye contact and slowly started walking towards me. And I knew something was definitely wrong when that happened.
Yeah.
So as it got closer, I was like, okay, this is bad. It's probably a rabid animal. I need to get out of the situation. So I slowly went to back up. As I took a step backward, lunged at my left foot.
And actually clamped down, bit onto your foot, is that correct?
Yeah, my big toe.
Yeah. Now, so people know exactly what we're talking about. This is about the animal. It's a red desert fox, is that what they're called? And they look, I guess, harmless by and large. I don't know. And generally speaking, they would have left you alone.
Oh,
right?
they wouldn't have even gotten near me.
Okay, so now what do? You got the fox biting your foot, and you're a mile from your car.
Yeah, so it goes after the big toe. It's, you know, going after it. And
painful? Must have been very painful.
By that time, it was just, I was in shock, so I wasn't feeling anything. But I kicked it off. I think I brushed it with my hand. It bit my fingernail off. And I got it off. And as soon as I saw the blood on the foot, I knew it's obviously a rabid animal. I need to go get help. And as I'm thinking this, it comes back after right above my left knee.
Just lunges on your upper knee.
Coming for my knee. And so it had just broken the skin. And at that time, I grabbed the back of its neck and pulled it off.
You grabbed the animal and are pulling it off your leg. And was it dug in when you pulled it off?
It had just broken the skin.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
But the idea of now you've been attacked twice and now you're reaching down there to grab the animal, that must have been, we didn't really have a chance to think that over, but normally you wouldn't be grabbing a wild animal, would you?
Well, I knew I had to stop it from attacking me. I needed to confine the animal to take it in for testing, and I had to get to the hospital.
Yeah,
so.
You left you no choice.
Yeah.
Okay, so now you've got the animal by the scruff of the neck.
Got it by the neck. So I got it like this. It starts thrashing around like this, and it somehow went over and just bit my arm, just like that.
This is awful.
Got me real good.
Yeah, and were any of these really deep puncture wounds?
The one in my arm
was
very deep.
Yeah.
He got it right around the muscle and just held on as tight as he could.
Oh, my God. Then what do you do?
Well, for a moment, I almost decided to pull him off, but he was on there so hard. He had such a good bite that I knew that after trying once to tug him off, if I really panicked and ripped him off, he would have just taken a big chunk of my arm with him.
Oh, my goodness.
So I knew I just had to start booking it for help. So
now, blood coming, or it was all plugged up with his fangs?
Coming out of my foot, but he had, it was just, you know, punctured in the arm.
Yeah. So you say you had to take off running is what you did,
Yeah,
right?
I just started heading out of the canyon.
Wow. And how long? I think I heard a mile.
Yeah, it was a little over a mile.
Mile uphill, too, isn't it?
Yeah, it was uphill. So I had my arm out perpendicular. He was hanging from here. I had his neck. And, you know, when you're running uphill, you kind of bend over a little bit. So I had to hold back because I didn't want him to come after my face. So I'm running the whole time. Very awkward.
Yeah. Well, now that would have been alarming to other campers and hikers. Don't you think that they've seen?
Yeah, I think
so. Man. Well, I mean, courage comes to mind. Took a great deal of courage to do this, but again, you had no choice. Yeah, what are you going to do, for God's sakes? Now, could you, if the animal had not attacked you, would you have been all right just letting it go and then gotten treatment for yourself, or you needed to bring the animal in?
Well, I mean, if the animal had come and bit me and ran away, I wasn't going to go run for it or anything like that. But when I knew that as soon as it came back after me, I knew I had to take it in for, I had to contain the animal, keep it from attacking me, and take it in for testing. So
you get back to the car. You've run now a mile uphill with a rabid fox clamped onto your arm. And are you must have been terrified, right? You're frightened, or?
Oh, I was pumped full of adrenaline. I was just.
Yeah. And what is the animal doing while you're running,
Well, I had a pretty good hold on his neck, so he wasn't moving around too much.
You're tough. honest to God, this.
Well.
Get back to the car. Now, that's, okay, sure, so you're at the car, but the problem's not solved at all, is it?
Not at all.
No.
So I was wearing a sweatshirt, so he'd bitten through the sweatshirt. And by the time I got up to the parking lot, he was tired enough that I was able to take him out of the flesh of my arm. His two bottom teeth I had pinned up through the sweatshirt. I held his neck in my left hand, pinned it up at an angle so he couldn't move around, and then I unzipped my hoodie, swung it around me, wrapped him up in the sweatshirt, threw him in the trunk.
Wow. Wow. You know that show Survivor Man with that guy that goes out? I mean, this makes that guy look like a student film.
No.
Honest to God, that's just crazy. So you were able to immobilize by wrapping him in the hooded sweatshirt, tossed him in the trunk. Now, did you have to get the keys, fumble around to get the keys and all of that?
Well, I only run with my ignition key. That's the only thing I carry on me, so I had that in my pocket.
And I think foxes know that. I think that's why they attack runners, because, wow. Okay, so now you drive to the medical center?
Yeah, started driving to the hospital. There was no cell service there, so I had to wait for a while before I could call anybody.
Good luck. I mean, this just gets worse and worse. By the way, we have a CBS News recreation, animated recreation.
Oh, dear.
Let's take a look. Tell us what we're going to see, Michelle. There you are, running.
Ooh.
Moving along pretty good. There's the rabid fox. Well, it's beautiful out there in the desert. Oh, fox is now on your foot. What's next? Look out. Oh, there it is. Nothing left to do but just, there she goes. Now finally we make it to the car. There she goes. Wow. Got right out of there.
Exactly how it happened.
Okay, but the drama's not over. You get to the medical center. What happens?
Well, on the drive.
Oh, you finally called your husband, right?
Yeah, I called my husband. He was the first one I called, and the cell phone service was cutting in and out. So as soon as I got him on the phone, all he heard was fox, and he thought he heard hit, like I hit a fox with a car. So I ended up hanging up because I had no service. Then I called back, and he's like, "So you hit a fox with a car? Is the car okay?" You know? I'm like, "Nah, I got bit by a fox."
Oh my God.
So, anyhow, so I got off the phone with him. He started heading down to Prescott to meet me, and I called animal control. So they had somebody meet me out at the hospital.
Yeah. And how did they get the thing out of the trunk?
Well, they came and got me while I was in the emergency room, and I was like, "Oh, well, I'll take you out there," So we walked out the parking lot, and the woman was like, "So it's dead, right?" Like,
well,
no.
Yeah.
No, it's not dead.
She's hoping it's dead.
Yeah. So we got out there, and it was dusk, and so it was pretty dark. And so she had, her tools and a big stick with the thing at the end. And I went to open the trunk for her. We opened just a little bit, and the little thing just came right out.
Still got a little fight in him.
Oh, had some fight in him. So shut it again, kind of got ourselves together. So I opened the trunk back up. She got her noose in it, and it slipped right out, came out, and just bit her right on the elbow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. I mean, had you done something to piss this animal? I mean, what?
Well, I don't think it liked me carrying him by the neck for over a mile.
My God. Anyway, now, do you have to go through the rabies injections?
Yeah.
And are they as bad as everybody wants you to believe they are?
They're not as bad as they used to be. They've actually made a lot of progress. The vaccine does have quite an effect on me. It usually takes me about a day to get back to normal.
Kind of knocks you out a little bit?
Yeah.
And where do these animals in the wild, how do they contract the rabies?
Well, there's different carriers. I know that the fox actually smelled like skunk, and when I told it to animal control, they said it probably was eating a carcass of a dead skunk that had rabies.
That makes perfect sense. Oh my God! And you're okay. You're going to be okay.
Yes.
And any lessons learned here? I don't know. It seemed like you did everything right.
I might carry a knife with me.
Yeah. What do you do for a living, Michelle?
Oh, I work for the government.
Work for the government. Well, we have a couple of things for you. I know it really, maybe this will just make you feel better. There's a autographed photo of Red Fox. There you are. And we have a complete series of Sanford and Son. There you go. There it is right there. Okay. Thank you very much. Well, that's quite a story. I'm very proud of you. What a tremendous ordeal, and way to go, by God. Nice job. Take care of yourself.
Thank you.
Michelle Felicetta, ladies and gentlemen.